What's up, guys? I'm Sean. Welcome back, or if you're new, thanks for watching. Normally I'm trying to get a fish on, but in this one I'm going to give you guys a full review of my kayak fishing setup. If you're like me, you've probably watched a ton of videos if you're curious about kayak fishing setups. This one specifically about the Pelican HD2 pedal drive kayak, and then with the Garmin Striker 4 Vivid fish finder. I'll show you everything, how I mounted the transducer and how I got everything set up, and some thoughts in my review. Let's get to it. Alright, so this is the Pelican Catch HD2 pedal drive. Nice, simple. It only goes one way, forward. Unfortunately, you can go reverse if you just flip the pedals around. They simply lock into place. If y'all are watching this video, again, I assume you're specifically looking into getting this kayak, or you're more curious about the fish finder setup, maybe how I mounted the transducer. I watched a bunch of videos on this kayak and the fish finder, and you can find a lot of videos with this kayak or the other HD that's not the pedal drive, but a lot of the videos are with the Striker 4. This is the Striker 4 Vivid fish finder. The transducer is different on this, so I was trying to find a video on the best way to mount it. That was my biggest thing with this setup. So hopefully, if this is your issue, I can help you out. That's the point of this video. So with that, we'll start off with the fish finder and the transducer and how I mounted it. This is the Garmin Striker 4 Vivid. I just got a normal $20 mount from Walmart. This is just the universal mount. It works great. It's low profile. That's another reason I went with this Garmin. You see, guys, they got a nice big setup. The big screens are nice, but anyways, when I'm fishing on the kayak, I like everything low profile. Less is more to me. So basically, so that suits me fine for that. Transducer is down here. This kayak does not specifically have a cutout for the transducer, but it's deep enough to where it doesn't rub. That was one of my biggest concerns, and so luckily it's flush with the bottom and no worries there if you're curious about that. If you are, there's videos, a bunch of different ways, and you can make this super difficult if you want to. I was looking to do this the easiest way possible, and I think I found one of them anyways. But essentially, I got a scupper plug and I have a bolt. So if you're dealing with this specific fish finder, you'll get two mounts in the box with it. I bought a 4-inch bolt. I screw the mount down with the bolt underneath it. Holds it down tight enough. I put a rubber scupper plug on top of it. So basically the bolt right through the center of the scupper plug, and then I just tightened it down with a wing nut. I would take it apart, but I think y'all are smart enough to get it. I did have to make a little V cut out of the side of the scupper plug to get the transducer wire to come through, but it holds super tight. I've been running it for probably about 4 months now. I leave the kayak in the water most of the time. I got it out, I cleaned it yesterday, but it works great. It has not come loose one time. So yeah, as far as that setup, it works great. If you want me to go into more detail, you can ask me in the comments, and you know, I'll get up with you, and I don't know, I can go into more detail about anything, but it works great. I ended up getting one of these Yak Attack cell blocks. I didn't specific, a lot of guys have these and they have them mounted on the side there. I just don't want it in the way. It's pretty low profile, but it just fits under the seat better, and I can use less cord that way. Works great. I just have a normal little battery in there. It goes in there, clips. It's pretty watertight. Everything's worked pretty good so far. My battery, it's just one of them little 12-volt batteries, one of the bigger ones, and I charge it on a full charge. It lasts days. I have not been on the kayak and it die on me yet, so any little battery will work for you if you're curious about that. But yeah, that works great. Fits under the seat right there. If you're curious about this kayak, that seat, I mean, everything's super quality for the price point. I ended up going with this kayak because I found it on the Facebook Marketplace for a really good price. I couldn't pass it up. They're great. Super stable, super durable, high quality. And if y'all watch other videos, you know, people do a test on them, like how fast they can go, and you can average about 4 miles per hour is what it says on the fish finder. So pretty quick. No matter what kayak you're on, they're never fun on a windy day. Today is a windy day. I'm actually going to be going out here in a little bit with a buddy who's in town. But anyways, all that works great. I just bring the wires right through here. It plugs in, no issues. I think that's the biggest thing. So if there's anything I could have helped you with, or if you take away anything good from that, well, you're welcome. It's the super cheapest method I could find to mount that transducer. So other than that, for my fishing setup, again, super simple. I mean, I'll have my life jacket, of course, my whistle. I got the fish finder always on. I have my 3 rods that I normally take. I might take a 4th rod usually with me, actually, because sometimes I might see some big tarpon or something good. I might need another bigger rod for it. But my main 3 fishing setups, I just got 2 pin 2500s. Oh, excuse me, this is my other 2500, but normally it would be like 2 2500s and a 4000. Works great. I just got your normal kayak crate. Nothing expensive, super cheap. I got some just PVC pipes zip tied to them. No reason to spend $100 on a piece of plastic. I keep a cast net with me just in case, but most of the time I fish artificial, so you know, whatever, you never know. I just keep my 1 tackle box with me, and I keep pretty much everything on me. When I'm fishing, I like to fish. It's irresistible. First thing in the morning, if it's calm, top water is my go-to. And then otherwise, popping cork with a shrimp. I barely use that, but sometimes they're not biting, so you gotta force them. Paddle tail if there's a bunch of weeds and stuff, but just your basic stuff. A lot of top waters, suspended twitch mullets, my jig heads. Keep a lot of spoons on me. That's the candy, trout and redfish candy. Let's see, I got just your basic navigation lights. They run off of batteries. You got the rudder back here. It folds up, clamps over, works great. Just got a cheap old paddle. I don't need it much, but you need it every once in a while. You got your steering system there. Other than that, I can't really think of much more. I think that's about the best information I could give you if you were curious about this type of setup, again, or the fish finder and how the transducer was mounted. But if you have, I don't know, if there's anything else, throw it in the comments below. I can go into detail about it more. But that's that for that one. Bye.